If you watch this video, you're going to see what a judge looks for when they pick a winner in a photo contest. So I am going to announce the winner of the Tim's Photo Academy Photo Challenge, and this particular contest was for landscape photos. And not only am I going to pick the winner, I'm going to show you the top photos that were in the top 9. I'm going to critique each of them so you can learn from that critique so that you can make your photos even better. So let's get rolling. The first photo is from V. Nabong. And I like this photo because there is a strong central leading line that goes up the middle, which is the waterfall. It's pretty clear to me what the main subject of the image is. It's the waterfall, but it's also that little collection of leaves on top of the rock. It's got some beautiful colors. I like the fact that the outside edges of the photo are pretty dark. There's a vignette going on there that V probably put on the photo. And the colors that are popping are the yellows and oranges of the leaves. And I also like the fact that the leaves look pretty natural there. A lot of times when photographers take these photos, it's so obvious that they placed the leaves there. But because there are so many leaves randomly throughout this photo, it makes it look pretty natural. So I don't think she placed the leaves there. Well, maybe 2 of them. I'm not really sure. But great photo, V. I really like this one. It just screams fall photography. It's really beautiful. The next one is from Annette Undheim, and this is a fall day in Norway that really looks like a summer day. And what I like about this photo is that it has a strong foreground of the grass with the rocks, then the river behind it, which makes up kind of the middle ground, and then finally there's a background, which is the forest and the sky. I like the curve of the river. Leading lines are great. They're great when they're straight, but they're even greater when they have a curve to them. It's just more artistic, and this river really flows here. I do notice that in the top right of the photo in the sky that some of those clouds there are blown out, and I'm not sure, Annette, if you are shooting in RAW or if this is just a little bit overexposed, but it is just a good reminder for all of us anyway to make sure that we are shooting in RAW, because 9 times out of 10, you can recover those blown out highlights when you're shooting in RAW, but not all the time. If it's really overexposed, then there's nothing you can do. But absolutely great photo, Annette. I really like it. This one is from Raw Do. This is a fantastic photo. It's so Instagrammy, and I like the simplicity of it, where he has placed himself on the right-hand third line using the rule of thirds. He has waited until he's got that blue hour light, so the sun has clearly set, and that gives that more of a balance of light, so there isn't so much dynamic range. I could say that the sky is maybe a little bit blown out on the left-hand side, but it works for the photo. I also love that leading line of the trail that's going along on top of the mountaintops. Just in general, this is a beautiful photo, worthy of being printed and put on the wall at your home, Raw. So great one, well done. This next one is from Asa Solvi, and I'm assuming this is from her trip to Scotland, I think. And yeah, I love this one. She's used a long exposure so that she's got that blur of the clouds that gives movement to the whole photo. And when we're talking long exposure for this, we're talking like maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes of exposure, so you have that full movement of the clouds. I do notice that some of the vertical walls of the castle are not actually vertical. It seems like they're leaning in, and I'm not sure if that's like a wide-angle lens distortion, and that could use a little bit of correction. But it's got a nice foreground, and then the middle ground, which is the castle. The background is the sky. It's a simple photo. The castle is on the right-hand 1/3 line, which adheres to the rule of thirds, the rule that is easily broken and still works out, so it doesn't always have to be adhered to. But absolutely great photo. Love it, Asa. The next one is from Nelson Rudiak, and this is a nice simple photo. There's not a lot going on here, and we know what to look at. We know to look at that waterfall. If I was to make a suggestion on this one, I would say that in some ways the waterfall is being competed with the light walls of the canyon. Those canyon walls are pretty white, and we want the main subject to really pop here. So I would like to see how it looks with the canyon walls just darkened just a little bit so that the water on the waterfall will stand out even more as being the main subject. But maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. you would have to experiment with that, Nelson. But I really like the framing on it. I like the fact that there's that balance and symmetry here. It really works. There's just the right amount of foreground in the pool at the bottom. Great photo. Well done. Next one is from Peter Uy, and this one was from, I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was Yellowstone National Park. And I love the balance and symmetry of this one as well. The fact that the main subject is that big white waterfall, which is on the top 1/3 line, and then we've got the river running right down through the middle, so it creates a leading line. There is some vignette, some intentional vignette, so it's brighter in the middle than the outside, so it pulls our eye into the middle. We know what we're supposed to look at here. We know what the main subject is. So I think that's a great photo. I really like the walkway down in the very bottom, in the foreground. That looks really cool. So excellent photo, Peter. Next one is from Wendy Klein, another Wendy Klein classic of a cityscape, long exposure. Maybe this one isn't as long as her other long exposures where she's been doing 2-minute exposures to get lots of streaking of the clouds. But I love the reflections here. There's emotion in this photo for me, the coloring, the blue turning into a little bit purple. It's clearly blue hour, just the perfect timing of blue hour where the ambient light, like the amount of light in the sky, is just about equal to the amount of city lights. So I'd say the ambient light is just a little bit darker than the city lights, so it makes the city lights pop. It's perfect timing, and you can usually only get this timing like within a 2-minute, 5-minute at the most period of time. And this works really well. So beautiful photo, Wendy. And this one from Saroj Koirala. This is a beautiful photo of the Sydney Opera House. I love this photo. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The colors here and the balance, the symmetry, this is true art. Now, I do notice one thing that Saroj did. And if you look closely at the foreground, you'll see that the water has real texture to it. I can see what looks like waves. And if there were waves, that means you would not get a perfect reflection on the bottom half of this photo. So what I think he did is that he duplicated the scene in Photoshop into a new layer and then flipped it upside down and then pulled it down so that the reflection is equal on the bottom with the top. And it's a great effect to do when you don't have perfect reflections like Wendy did in the previous photo. But I love this photo. This is really good. And it was a contender for the winner for me. I had a tough time choosing on this one between this photo and the winner, which is the next photo. And because I like the emotion, I like the originality of this image, but the next image has more originality. So the next image is the winner, and here it is. It is from Jabby Sands. And this photo is a wow. There are so many things I love about this photo. Jabby, you did a really, really great job. Just first and foremost, it seems like to me, Instagram has not found this location. And so you get bonus points for originality, for finding a location that I haven't seen before, and I've seen a lot of photos. I love the leading lines. I love the sawtooth rock formations that go right out into the ocean. It reminds me of either a sawtooth or like a crocodile's back. I love the sky. The sky doesn't have anything in there that's blown out. I love the sun. The colors in the sky are fantastic. This is just really a wow photo, and it deserves to be printed and printed big and put in your home, and you should be trying to sell this one. I think it's really, really a fantastic photo. So well done, Jabby. And you win my very soon to be released signature Lightroom preset pack. Now, this preset pack is something I've been working on as a collection for really the past 10 years. And what I did with this preset pack is I took my top 200 photos from the past 10 years of landscape photography, as well as some studio photography, and I took all of the Lightroom settings and converted them into presets. So if you click the link that's in this description, you can take a look at a very short video that lets you know about what these presets do and why they are different. They will launch very, very shortly, and if you enter your email, then you can sign up to get a free sample pack of these presets. So Jabby, you are going to get a copy of my signature Lightroom Presets collection as a result of winning this contest. And I'm going to be announcing the next contest very shortly. I'm not going to do it today, but it'll come out very soon. And if you're interested in entering my next contest, or if you're interested in just knowing more about landscape photography, then please consider joining my Facebook group. We have an awesome community of photographers in that Facebook group. It's called the TimsPhotos Academy. And it's just a great place to learn. And even if you think that you've done all your learning that you possibly can do with photography, there's still something more to learn. And it's a happy and safe place to post your photos, regardless of what your skill level is. So thanks for watching this, and congratulations to everyone who entered their photos. There were so many other good photos that I just couldn't profile due to a lack of time. There were certainly more than the 9 that I showed here that were worthy of discussion. So thank you for submitting, and I will see you in our Facebook group. Bye-bye.